Before we can look at formatting within Excel, changing the typeface, font size, colors, alignment, all those kind of things, we need to firstly explore how to select cells. Because for formatting to apply, we need to make a selection first. So we can take an Excel file and we have our sales data file here. If you want to affect a single cell, that's fairly straightforward. We simply click on that cell and then go ahead and make all our changes. If you want to affect more than one cell, then you need to highlight more than one cell. Now you have to be careful that the cursor is a big white cross. At that point, you can click and drag and highlight an area that you would like to affect. Now whatever we carry out at this point would affect all of those cells. So that's a consecutive area. If I highlight along there, it affects those cells. If I highlight along there, it only affects those cells. So that's selecting appropriate cells. You can select whole columns by clicking on the letter or clicking on more than one letter and dragging across. And the same with rows. Select a row, select multiple rows. If you want to select the whole sheet, you simply click up here in the top left-hand side and that affects the whole sheet. Now you have to be a little bit careful with some of the formatting, such as background colors. If I were to affect the whole sheet, I would affect all 17 billion cells. Now all of that has been with the mouse. We can do cell selection with the keyboard. I can move my active cell around using the little arrow keys, and at that point there, if I were to do Shift and Spacebar, it would select the row. At that point there, if I do Control and Spacebar, it will select the column. So I have the ability to select rows and columns using the keyboard. If I want to select a range of cells, I start either top left or bottom right, and then as long as I hold the Shift key down, as I move the right arrow to the right and the down arrow down, it extends the selected area. So I can extend that right to there, or I can come back with the up arrow or the left arrow to effectively contract the selected area. If you want to select the active area in this case, you can do Control A. And then I can go ahead and do whatever formatting I feel fit. If you need to select non-consecutive areas, for example, I would like the cars data, those cells there, and the bikes data, then I make the first selection, and I can do that with the mouse or the keyboard. But then for the second selection, I need to hold down the Control key, then take my mouse and highlight the second selection, and you can see I now have two non-consecutive ranges selected. And whatever I happen to do will affect just those sets of cells. Once I'm able to make selections, I can then proceed to then looking at the various formatting options that are available within Excel.